Hello there, it's me Gemma and this is Books for Slytherins, or characters in books who are Slytherins. I, your friendly neighbourhood booktuber, am a Slytherin. I have taken the sorting hat test more than once and I always come out Slytherin and I'm quite happy about that. I am have some house pride, to be honest. So I wanted to recommend some books with characters in them who I think are Slytherins. So I'm going to start off with An Unkindness of Magicians by Cat Howard. This is a modern sort of urban fantasy, I guess. If you like The Magicians, I would say you would really like this. And it follows a sort of competition that happens every 20 years to decide which family is going to rule the magical families of New York. And in this particular sort of round, we have a magician called Sydney, who is acting as the champion for someone who wants to start a new house. Sydney is, I feel, 110% a Slytherin. She is very calculating, she is very patient, she wants power and she also wants revenge. I think that I'm glad that there's going to be a sequel to this, because I think originally it was going to be a standalone. I think it would stand alone, but I'm glad that there's going to be a sequel. So there are more than one sort of Slytherin in this, more than one character who is Slytherin, and I think they show the good and bad sides of Slytherin, Sydney being the good side. Someone like the head of the Merlin family would be on the bad side of Slytherin because he causes pain and suffering in order to get the power that he wants. I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Look at this cover. It is absolutely stunning. Read it. Then we have Tea from the Bone Witch by Rin Chipeko. Tea is 110... Oh! Sorry about the angle change. My dog knocked the camera. So Tea is 110% a Slytherin. She is a girl who lives with her family in a remote village. She accidentally raises her brother from the dead and discovers that she is a necromancer, or as they call them in this book, a bone witch. And Tea has to then go and learn how to be a good bone witch in sort of the big city. I love this book so much. I still haven't read the sequels because I'm garbage, but Tia is definitely a Slytherin, and I would say that she shows the sort of anti-hero side of Slytherin, and yes, powerful magic, misunderstood, and also has that sort of edge of vengefulness as well, which I think is something that, you know, how Slytherin can be thought of having. I can't talk today. What is English? So then we have Nona Grey from Red Sister by Mac Lawrence, and I think there is some, you know, Nona could fall into Hufflepuff as well as Slytherin because of her immense loyalty to her friends, but I think her ruthlessness and her dedication both mark her out as a member of Slytherin House. Nona is she's not an orphan, but her village sell her basically into slavery, and eventually she ends up at this nunnery in the mountains where nuns use forms of magic to become warriors and assassins. And what I really loved about Nona is that when she has her friend, and when you are a member of her family, you are a member of her family, and she will kill for you, she will die for you. I just loved it, and I think the magic system is just a little bit different. It also has just a smidgen of sci-fi, probably in the same way that the early Dragon Riders of Perrin books did. I know that's a weird comparison maybe, but they have that edge of, you feel that there's a technology on this planet as well as a magic, and that the technology, some of it is so advanced that it is magic. So really like Nona, she's definitely a Slytherin at heart, and I think the next two books are great. I have read the full series and I gave it all 5 stars. Now, I think probably if you're in Slytherin, you would know that this book is going to be on the list. And I think we have to talk about Harrow from Gideon the Ninth. Not Gideon. Gideon's not a Slytherin. She's maybe a Hufflepuff or a Gryffindor. But Harrow's a Slytherin. Harrow is the head of the 9th house. She is a necromancer, and she's the one who drags Gideon across the galaxy to participate in this competition to become sort of immortal sorcerer necromancers. And you get, obviously it's from Gideon's perspective, so you only get a little bit really about Harrow, but through the book you eventually do come to understand why she is the way she is, why she's so horrible to everyone. She does remind me of Draco Malfoy, I will say that, like in the books, like very she can be very bratty and very awful. So at the end of this book though, Harrow has to step up and, you know, try and save everything and try and get Gideon back. So I really loved this book. The next one comes out this year, I believe, and I will definitely be picking it up. I just think this book as well, look at how gorgeous it is. This is just the normal UK edition. It's not a special edition or anything. And yeah, I loved it. Harrow is a Slytherin, and I can't wait for the next book in her point of view. Now let's talk Furyborn by Claire Legrand. Now, I think Ileana is a Slytherin. She is. She has had to do what she's had to do to survive, which is not always pleasant and not always good. But deep down, she cares for a select few people, and she will go to the ends of the earth for the people she loves. I think that's a very sort of Slytherin trait. Like, you might not necessarily want to save the world just for saving the world's sake, but you would save those people that you loved and that were important to you, and you would do it for that reason. Now, Furyborn is fantasy. It crosses 2 timelines, one quite far back in the past and one sort of present day, and Ileana is the one in the present day. She has powers that she doesn't understand. She's been using them to sort of survive on streets, but she doesn't know where they come from. She doesn't really know where she has come from. And the book is basically her sort of taking, eventually at the end, a bit of, not responsibility, but realising that she has a heart almost, and that she needs to look beyond her immediate family in order to help them, and also that she has a past that she didn't know about. I think the sort of setting of Riel is a great setting, and also I do love the sort of, I've seen it in a couple of books recently where it's a sort of Roman Empire-esque big bad, which I kind of like. So I haven't read the next one yet, which is a recurring theme with me, I know, but I really do recommend Furyborn, and Claire Legrand is ace. This one might be a controversial one, I don't know, but I think Roger from Roger and Dodger is a Slytherin. I think that he is a leader, but he's also very calculating, and he can be very manipulative as well, and that's why I would place him in Slytherin House. Just a feeling, when you feel a fellow Slytherin on the page. Roger and Dodger have been created to be the sort of embodiments of 2 alchemical principles, and someone is going to try and steal their power at the end to become God, basically. I love middle game. I think lots of people in the community love middle game. Not for everyone, you know, it might not be for you, but I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, and Roger is definitely a Slytherin. And I would say Dodger is a Ravenclaw. And I couldn't have this list, though the sun's definitely changing, couldn't have this list without talking about Nevernight by J. Kristoff. Mia is, I think, a mix between a Slytherin and a Gryffindor. Slytherin in that she's very calculating and things like that, but Gryffindor in the fact that sometimes she just runs into things half-arsed, which I think is quite a Gryffindor thing to do, don't you? So yeah, Mia Corvair, I don't think I need to give the plot summary for this. Pretty much everyone's read it. Her family are all murdered. She goes to be an assassin. That's the plot. So if you have any characters that you think should be in Slytherin House, or if you disagree with any of my picks, then let me know below. As always, take care. Bye bye.